All right, tier 3, big work. Gonna get real sweaty now. I got a few interesting, fun exercises. Maybe something you've seen before, but I know definitely a couple that you have not seen before. So here we go. So the first one is a hand walkout in 2 directions. Maybe you've done one of these before, but not the other, and this is gonna be interesting. So it doesn't matter where you are exactly. You have any sort of floor space. You're going to put your hands down on the floor in front of you on the ground. Okay, you're going to bend forward. You're going to put your hands on the ground. Try to get your palms flat and your fingers spread. And you're going to walk your hands all the way out as far as you can go. And then now, if I had the space, I could go even further than this. So you could try that, go further. Or you reverse it, walk your hands back. Now I'm going to stay low in my hips. And I'm actually going to put my hands behind me and walk my hands out behind me as far as I can go. Now my legs are going to end up straight and my hips are going to end up high. And then I'm going to walk back forward. Now we did a wrist warm-up earlier, specifically to make sure that your wrists would do okay for something like this. So, if your wrists are bugging you still as you go along, make sure that your fingers are pointed out to the side like this, both going forward and back. Now also pay attention to how your shoulders feel when you come back here, because this could be quite hard on the shoulders. So you may notice here, look at my shoulders. They're pulled back. You want to make sure your shoulders pulled back like so, opening your posture, especially in this back position. Now, I've just done 2 or so. I'm going to continue along. I'm going to do about 10, so join me. How fast you go is up to you. But because it gets pretty aerobic, make sure you breathe along the way. If you need to sit for a second, sit for a second. Got to do what you got to do. Now I can see how getting low, when you go back forward here, I'm pretty low in my hips, right? So if you got to swing around or something looks different for you, that's fine. Just adapt. Maybe you can't sink super low in your hips, so you come up high, stand, turn, go back down. As I said, adapt for what's appropriate for you to be able to go back and forth. And maybe going backwards is not appropriate for you at all. In which case you would go back, stand up, go back down, go forward, and you just go and do a bunch of forward ones. And that's totally fine. I'm going to do about 3 more going in both directions. Wherever you are, keep going. Hips high, shoulders back. Forward. Shoulders are burning and working at this point. My triceps, my wrists, my core and legs are getting warmer. Hips high, shoulders back. I'm going to do 1 more in both directions. Cardio starting to come into play, because why not? All right, there we are. So I got 10 in both directions there. Nice and warm now. Shake out the wrists if you have to, shake out the shoulders, give yourself a little patting down here. Now the next one is going to be a version of a squat, kind of a DNS exercise. DNS is dynamic neuromuscular stabilization. And what that means is we're training our body to resemble a motion or movement from our childhood. In the developmental patterns of children, we go through certain sequences. I mentioned that in a previous video. This is another one of those movements and positions that we're going to work on. Okay, so what you're going to do is get in this kneeling position. And notice that I'm going to have my back toes pulled under my shin. Okay, so I'm not flat like so, but my toes are pulled under. And you also don't want to be too far apart. So I'm not like way back here with my back knee. I'm pretty close and forward. Okay, there's a lot that kind of goes into this, so bear with me in how it works. What you're going to do is, you're going to place your right hand down if your left foot is forward, like this. Okay? And obviously, if it was the other way, it'd be opposites of the other way. So it's always your opposite foot and hand forward. Now, you can do whatever you want with this left hand. You can put it on your thigh, you can put it on your hip. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to lift this back knee, and then I'm going to push my hips back to come into a squat position. So you'll notice, I lift my back knee, I'm going to bring my chest up, my back foot rotated to the ground, and now I'm squatted. Rotate forward, put the hand down, put the knee back down. Notice what my back foot does here. This is important. My toes are pointed straight into the ground right now, but as I lift the knee, I'm going to rotate the heel down to sink into the squat. Rotate forward, down. Okay, now I'm going to do 8 more of these. A lot of things going on. I'll tell you little intricacies of each repetition I do. Okay, so I push my right hand through the ground. My left leg is working to pull my chest up. Back leg rotates. Stay as low as possible. I like bringing my hands here. No idea why. Maybe because I played football. Ready position. Rotate the back foot back forward. Hand down very gently. Super important that you're doing this gently, guys. You don't want to slam your knee into the ground. And if your back foot slides, make sure you rotate back. Bring it back to the starting position. My front foot never moves. Never rotates. I'm making a nice strong arch there. You can see my ankle wiggling, but those toes are always gripping and staying strong. I think that's 6, so I'm going to do 4 more. Really slow, stay low. You know, your hips might be more mobile than mine, so if you could be lower than I am, please do. You could be in rock bottom here. That's me trying to get a little bit lower for you. Not bad. I'm going to do 3 more. I'm real sweating. My legs are getting real warm now. 8. Gently setting down. 9. Last one. 10. Now that is a super weird dynamic movement. I totally get it. Take it slow, you guys. There's no need to rush. You can pause the video, go back, rewatch it again. I'm going to do the other side right now, but figure this out for yourself. And it's going to look differently than how I just demonstrated, right? Your hips are not my hips. I might be a little stronger than you, so I might be able to go lower. Feel it out for yourself. So now I'm going to go right foot forward, left knee down, left hand down. Remember, you're going to lift the back knee to hover first. Slide that back heel to the ground. Stay low. Slowly rotate forward. Gently set the knee down. Now I'm going to do 9 more. If you need to move the knee or foot back forward, do so. You may notice differences in leg strength or ankle strength. My right foot tends to collapse more than my left. So my right arch and ankle isn't quite as good as my left. See how it just wanted to collapse there? Make sure you have some pants that you're not going to tear the crotch. Because you're a pretty wide stance here, getting pretty low. So you want to make sure No tearing is happening. Specifically of the muscles as well, but that's what I prepared you for. I'm going to do 4 more. Nice and slow. Steady. Let the legs burn. They're gonna burn. That's okay. That's why you're here. Always pull the chest up completely. You don't want to leave your chest down low. So notice I bring my chest up. Hands up. I got 1 more. And 10. All right. You. Thighs are burning now. And that's going to warm you up real well for the next one. So the next one is called a split squat. Okay? Super dynamic. And also really great for leg strengthening. Now, because you're at home, you only have limited tools, right? So how are you going to strengthen your body without too much weight, right? This is one of the best exercises to strengthen the legs with what you have. Now, it's called a split squat because your feet are set up in a split position, okay? So it really looks like a lunge. Many of you know is a lunge, but your feet are staying stationary. They're not moving. So I'm on my back toes. You can see that. My forward foot is working really hard to keep a strong arch. Really strong arch. And you can see my foot's wiggling. I'm trying to maintain my balance here. That's going to be something you're going to have to work on, keeping that stability. Both of my legs are completely straight right now. My chest is up nice and tall. Now what I'm going to do is, to create a motion and a movement out of this, is I'm going to drop my back knee towards the ground. So I'm dropping to touch the ground or go as low as I feel comfortable. As I do so, my chest stays upright. So I'm going to show you now. Back knee drops. That's going to cause my left knee, my forward knee, to bend. I'm going to tap the ground. I'm going to come back up. Now, both legs are working, but we're trying to consciously work this forward leg. So right now it's my left leg. Specifically the left glute, left thigh. So as I go down, I'm keeping my chest upright, touching my back knee to the ground. To come back up, I'm going to push through my left heel. And that's going to activate the glute of the forward leg. And I straighten both legs to come all the way back up. Now I've just done 2. I'm going to do about 12. So I want you to choose between 10 and 15 for yourself. Depending on how many sets you're going to do too, right? If you're going to do 3 sets, maybe you choose 10, do 10 on the second set and 10 on the third as well to space it out a little bit. If you're just going to do 2 sets, maybe you do 12. Or maybe you do 15 for each of your 2 sets. You can do whatever you want with your hands. The only thing I suggest, actually I should say not whatever you want. I don't want this. Don't put your hands here. Because that's helping you keep your torso upright when you should be using your core and legs to keep your torso upright. You could also make this a lot harder for yourself by going slower. How slow can you go? How slow can you go? I'm not known for my singing or rapping, so please excuse me. I am known for my exercising. I'm going to do 4 more. Breathe as you will for this. Just make sure you stay breathing. Keep constant, mindful breath. 2 more for myself. If you need a pad for your back knee at home, do so. Make sure you have something to touch it to gentle. You definitely don't want to be doing this on tile or hardwood. You don't want to slam your knee into the ground. Okay? So now I'm going to do it again forward. Right leg forward, other leg. We'll see how this ankle does, as I already mentioned. The ankle likes to collapse on this side. Now, I'm also going to show you guys, if you need support, if you need to put your hand on something, maybe it's a counter or a couch armchair, something, maybe it's a ball, whatever it is, you can have something beside you for a little bit of support. And now having the hand here gives me a little bit of upper body support. You can have the ball on the other side. Whatever you need to use to help yourself out. If the counter was here, out in front of me, I could have my hands on the countertop. I got a pillow beneath my left knee. The hands are helping me on the countertop. Okay, now I'm going to do 12 on this side. Something I didn't mention on the other side to consider is not allowing the knee of the forward leg to go past the toes. If I was going down, I'm just going to rest on the ground for a second. You don't want your knee to go far past your toes here because that will strain the knee a little bit too much than that you would like. And you also want to keep the foot flat. Never allow the heel to come off the ground there. Keep that foot flat. So I'm at 6. I got 6 more. I'm working my right glute, right quad. Not to say my back leg isn't working too. Go, one more. All right. Now that's my one set. You guys have 1 or 2 more to go. So make sure you cycle through, drink water in between sets, choose the reps that are appropriate for you. Now we've just completed the second week of the Patreon services that I've been offering. So I'm super happy and proud of you guys that you've gotten through this far. This is tier 3, right? So you've done a lot of work today. If you want to use these over the weekend before the next video comes out next Tuesday, go ahead and recycle it. I'm totally down for that. And I appreciate you guys joining me all the way through. And I'll see you guys next week.